Okay. First of all, I want to take off that cover, which is a T30 then. Thank you. You know, then let's take this off, which is also a T30. Oxygen sensors. Wiring for oxygen sensors. Okay, now what else is on here? It's just this breather pipe. And then this fuel hose. No, it's not fuel hose, it's water hose. Okay. Now, flat screwdriver just to take these guys off. Put one down there. Okay. And then same on this side, there's two clips. One at the back, one at the front. I put this sensor. It does take some force actually to lift this up, yo. There we go. This is basically a boost pipe. Put that aside. Okay. Now we have access. Oh, this is also T30 at the back there, but now carefully pull this thing out. Just clip this cover off as well. Again, 1T30 down there. Pull that out. Okay. Okay, it gives us a little bit more room to work at the back. We can take these T30s out here. Okay, I don't like that all. There should be two. So make sure they're there. Yeah, there's one at the bottom. Okay, so as soon as this is out, we can take the cover for the water pump belt off. Okay, there's another T30 on the side here as well. Just need to get in there, it's next to the exhaust. Very short one, and this bracket comes out, which holds that cover in place, and this cover should just come up. Alright, cool. Perfect. Now you have exposed your water pump pulley's belt. And now, last thing to do here at the back, because we have to open up this for the timing tool, as well as this, which is a T30 as well. I think it's 2 volts. Just loosen it up. Take it out completely. Just keep them together. Take this little cover off here. So it's got an O-ring as well, which seals it. Can't probably use a screwdriver, but it's going to damaging it. Let's use a little bit of pressure. Okay, there we go. That's out. So there is going to be a little bit of an oil spillage. Okay, cool. Now that's done at the back. So basically, what we're looking for is those notches on there, which will basically have the cam tool line up them with the notches on the water pump pulley. If you can see in there, there is notches on there which would line up with those, and that's basically how you set the cam timing. So for this, basically small flat, push this in and pull up. Okay, keep that safe. Then this also just pops up and then it pulls out. So two T20s. So we're going to take that. Okay, pull it up. Should pop out. There we go. So just keep that in a safe place. I'm going to be removing the 16 mils. Where's this bolted to? Little clips. For? Okay, so now I'm taking the bolts out on the water pipes here at the bottom. There's 2 T30s again. It's difficult to see, they are down there. Just underneath, just follow the middle bracket. Take you guys in there. So basically, that bolt that you're looking for sits right here. It's another T30. You can just unclip this wiring harness from here as well. Perfect. So now this should be loose enough to actually maneuver around it. Okay, now we're going to remove the 16 mil bolt right here. The other one sits on this side, closer to the bottom. I want to actually take this air filter box off because I'm going to work. Okay. Then there's another T30 right on the manifold, on the turbo inlet. So that you don't have to do this, you just loosen the gap. I just like to take this off because it has a little bit of a actual pipe going down, which also gets in the way.
So does it mean that you still also have the engine like that?
No, not all that. We are only, yes. Okay, so taking this out, see that little pipe is actually, it gets in the way, so that clears up a lot of room there. Okay, now I want to see there's another bolt up here. Okay, that's the alternator bolt. Okay, so that is actually a 16. So what we're going to do now is down there, there's a bolt shape on the actual tensioner. So you're going to put the ratchet on there and just twist towards your left hand side to actually release this belt. Down from the bottom first, and you can release the tension. You can actually put a pin in there to lock the tension in place, but I'm going to so what I'm going to do is just off that. Take the fan belt off. The fan belt actually still looks okay. So normally when your fan belt starts cracking,
Yes.
it has some fine hairline cracks in here, then it will actually be due for changing. So while we're busy here, we can actually check all the pulleys as well. So if they're noisy, which they are not at all noisy. If they are noisy, you would change them. So that's aircon pump down there, alternator up here, which is quiet, and then tensioner pulley, which is also quiet. It's 13 more bolt for the alternator. Movable bolt at the back, if you can call it that, which basically gets tightened. Once you tighten this bolt, that actually pulls it in through the alternator to tighten it. I actually want to take this tensioner off as well, which is a something like an M10. Bring that bolt to that tensioner. One. Okay, so there's two M10 bolts that is out. It's a bit of a mission getting it out. There we go. So I just want to remove this bottom bolt here. So now, oops, I just want to knock this a little bit more, to get it to move. Okay, perfect, cool. Now we can take this top bolt out. I'm not removing the bottom bolt because I don't want to take the alternator out, but I'm removing the top one so I can just basically swing the alternator to its side. This out. This should be able to move to its side like that. That is perfect. Okay, now there's probably one more bolt. It's probably only this T30 in the front here. So let's take that T30 out because that is holding the bottom plastic cover in place. so it is loose. See if I can take all these T30s out quickly on the bottom cover. So there's one on the side here, just underneath the alternator bolt. So there should be another bolt on this side, which is right there, in there. That's 3 bolts so far. I'm going to have to take this crankshaft out, the crankshaft pulley out, not the crankshaft. Yeah, 21. Okay, so before I actually remove that, let's quickly put this engine on TDC. I want to put in a long screwdriver into the engine. That is not long enough. She's a cable tie. So we're going to put in a cable tie into the engine. So as we turn the engine, the cable tie will actually start coming up. Okay, so it's somewhere around here. Okay, so this cover, basically we're going to pull it out. It's got a little lip there that's catching on the head itself. So pulling it out, it comes out. Now we can try and wiggle it around this pipe so we can get it out. Just be careful not to break, open the metal pipes. You have 4 16 mil bolts, well, 3 16 mil bolts holding it in, alternator bracket, the water pipe, and then that small little plastic bracket at the bottom for the bottom cover. This one right here. We are almost where we can actually take the valve off. Okay, so I'm going to quickly take out that bottom bolt for the timing. It is a bolt which is an 18 mil down there. Once again, we're going to have some oil spillage. Okay, once that bolt is out, first of all, let's quickly have a look at the kit. So you get a new cam belt, a little sticker for where you write in the mileage and everything. You get a new roller, get a new tensioner, new crankshaft bolt, and then the actual tensioner's bolt. Now we are looking for the timing tool for this car, which is this one. This is your camshaft locking tool. So as discussed earlier, this will basically slot in on the back of the motor. There's 2 little holes on the actual water pump pulley, if you can see down there. That is basically then slots into. Okay, so once you have this timing tool in, it takes about a few rotations, maybe moving this slightly up and down, and it will actually slide in. Then we are going to put in this bolt at the bottom. I just kind of put it in just to get a location. Let me just show you how it looks. So this bolt basically goes in on the bottom. Just putting it back in there. So it goes in, you just tighten that until it's basically nice and snug. Torque spec should be 30 newtons. Okay, once that is nice and tight, we can now safely take off the cam belt. That is in place, they're nicely locked in. I put the bolt in there to hold it in place. Now we can take a 13mm, loosen your tensioner. Okay, I want to also quickly remove that bottom crankshaft pulley. I need that 21, and I need a breaker bar. That's the new belt. Okay, so if I ever have to do this job again, I will remove the front of this car so that you have more access on the front of the car, because when you're actually loosening this bolt for this crankshaft pulley, it hits against the fan, so you can't actually get it out. So on this car you can't remove this without taking the fan out, and you can't remove the fan without taking the whole front off. So basically what I did is, it has two hooks. Let me actually take you closer there. Where's the big screwdriver? Okay, so it's got two hooks, if you can even see in there. You're basically going to lever it with the screwdriver to loosen the little hook. Same on the other side, and it just basically pulls up. Okay, so now that we have that off, I can continue by removing the rest of the teeth. So there's two more behind the crankshaft pulley, which you just have to loosen up. Okay, so now this cover should pop off, just like that. And that is almost it. Now we can take the belt off, the old one, and we can start removing the pulleys. I believe the pulleys are, this is a 13. You do get new bolts. You do need to change that crankshaft bolt. You do get one new one in the package and the new kit. The other one, which I believe would be 15 maybe. Let's have a look. Nope, it will be a 16. Where's the 16 now? I think it's this one. Yep. That is out. Here's a tiny little O-ring that holds the spacer in place. Don't know if the new kit comes with one. Let's have a look quickly. No, it does not. It has a new design which actually holds it in place. Okay, so that's the old one. This is a new one. We will take these bolts as well. This one for now I'm not going to use. I'm going to get it just now when I'm done. We can fit them back. Okay, this one can go back in here. So this does have a little little hook. As you can see, that little hook needs to go into that groove. You see that hook on top? It does push into that groove, and then you just push this into place. Okay, just tight, hand tight, so it doesn't move. These are locked in place, so they're not going anywhere. The crankshaft is also locked in place at TDC. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the new belt, that is the old one. You're going to take the new belt. I'm going to start feeding it in on the crank first. Once it's on the crank, you go to the idler pulley, then around the tensioner, around the exhaust camshaft, and then lastly around the intake camshaft. It might go on a little bit stiff, but it will go like that. Okay, once the belt is on, where did I put that other tool? Oh, here's it right in front of me. Then we're going to tighten it slightly, not too much. You just past the eye like that, so you can see there. Then we will tighten the 13mm nut just ever so slightly, just so we can start moving with it. So I can do 2 engine rotations. The reason we're doing this is so we can do 2 full rotations of the engine to make sure it doesn't bind or touch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the timing tools out, and we're going to turn the engine by hand clockwise to see if it does bind or not. So basically I'm just going to put this back for now. I will not be using this bolt to tighten it, but this is just for testing, making sure everything is 100% before putting everything back and actually having the car hit the valves or something in that line. Okay, now we can remove these timing tools. So take this T30 out that was in here. Just remember to tighten that 13mm nut down there. Make sure your tensioner is in the eyelet there where it's supposed to be, just to show you down there. Mine is a little bit over. I will rectify that as soon as I get there, but yeah, that is basically it. And then the reassembly is just the reverse of what you disassembled. So alternator back, covers back, everything back where it needs to be. And yeah, okay, so basically when you're done, everything is back assembled correctly. Make sure all your bolts are tight, engine covers back, spark plugs, everything is back in place. Then you can actually go for your startup. I did actually move this car out of the sun, so you can actually go for your startup. And as long as you have no warning lights, she will be 100%. Just as precaution, go through diagnosis machine, make sure there's no faults on the car, and if there is no faults, then it's all good, then you can actually send the car out.